Stop scrolling right now, because 2026 just became the most insane year in handgun history. And if you carry a gun, buy a gun, or just love guns, you need to see this before your local dealer sells out. Glock finally broke tradition. Staccato dropped a compact monster. Taurus built something nobody saw coming. These aren't rumors. These are real, confirmed 2026 releases. And I'm counting down all 10 right now, from 10 down to number 1. Number 1 will absolutely surprise you. Let's get into it. 10. Kel-Tec P380. We're kicking off the countdown with the pistol everyone is talking about for the exact opposite reason, because it's completely unconventional. Kel-Tec's new PR-3AT is a spiritual successor to their legendary ultra-compact P380, and it's chambered in 3080 ACP with a 2.85-inch barrel. What makes this one wild is the rotating barrel system used to tame recoil, combined with an internal magazine fed by stripper clips instead of a detachable box mag. That clip-feed design lets the grip stay impossibly thin while still holding 13+1 rounds, and because there's no bulky magazine to fit inside the frame, the whole gun weighs a shockingly light 9.66 ounces unloaded. At an MSRP of just $399.99, it's also one of the cheapest guns on this entire list. It's bizarre, it's clever, and it's exactly the kind of engineering risk that makes Kel-Tec impossible to ignore every single year. The original P380 earned a cult following for being one of the smallest, lightest pocket pistols ever made, and Kel-Tec used this relaunch to solve its biggest historical complaint, snappy recoil in such a tiny package, by borrowing the rotating barrel design from their PR-57. Love it or find it strange, you can never accuse Kel-Tec of playing it safe. And because there's no magazine release to hunt for under stress, reloading focuses purely on topping off, or clip loading, rather than fumbling for a mag button. A genuinely different manual of arms than almost anything else on this list. If a $400 pistol this weird has you intrigued, smash that like button, because the next 9 pistols only get more insane. 9. Smith & Wesson M&P 22X. Not every great release has to be a duty gun. Smith & Wesson's new M&P 22X is a full-size, slim-grip, hammer-fired 22 LR pistol carrying an MSRP of $499, with a 4.1-inch threaded barrel and a featherweight 16.3-ounce unloaded weight. Magazine capacity sits at a massive 20+1 rounds, which is enormous for a rimfire pistol this size. Ammo prices for centerfire calibers have stayed stubbornly high, and that's pushed a lot of experienced shooters back toward 22 LR for high-volume practice, while also making rimfire pistols one of the best entry points for brand-new shooters, intimidated by recoil and cost. The problem has always been that most .22 LR pistols feel like toys. Undersized, cheaply built, with grip angles that don't translate to a shooter's centerfire carry gun. By building the M&P 22X as a genuine full-size platform with a crisp trigger, Smith & Wesson is targeting shooters who want practice that actually carries over to their duty or carry pistol, not just a cheap plinker sitting in a drawer. It also ships threaded for a suppressor, which pairs perfectly with that 20-round capacity for long, low-noise range sessions without constantly reloading. Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp. Springfield shows up twice on this list for a reason. They're clearly one of the most aggressive innovators of 2026. The Hellcat Pro Comp takes the popular Hellcat Pro platform and builds in a factory compensator, all on the same 3.7-inch barrel as the standard Pro model. It weighs 21 ounces unloaded and ships with a flush 15-round magazine plus an extended 17-round magazine, giving you real flexibility between deep concealment and maximum capacity. MSRP lands at $699, which is a fair jump over the standard Hellcat Pro, but still keeps it firmly in everyday carry territory rather than premium gun pricing. That capacity in a gun still small enough to conceal comfortably under a light jacket would have sounded almost unbelievable just a few years back, when micro-compacts were lucky to break the 10 or 11 round mark. Springfield isn't just chasing a single trend here, they're trying to own 2 of the biggest trends in the carry gun market simultaneously: high capacity and integral recoil control. The single-port compensator sits discreetly on top of the hammer-forged slide and barrel, redirecting gas upward without adding any extra length to the pistol. so it still fits standard Hellcat Pro holsters without modification. Pause for a second. Which one of these 8 has you the most hyped so far? Comment your pick, because the final 2 might actually take the top spot. 7. Shadow Systems CR920 XP. Shadow Systems has built its entire brand identity around premium machining and match-grade performance, and the CR920 XP keeps that reputation intact. This subcompact carries a 3.65-inch match-grade barrel with an integrated toolless compensator, weighs just 21.2 ounces unloaded, and holds 15+1 rounds in its proprietary steel magazine. Pricing starts around $889 for the elite configuration, putting it above budget carry guns but well below premium 2011 style pistols. What's fascinating is how fast the compensated carry trend moved from full-size competition guns down into genuinely pocketable pistols like this one. A few years ago, putting a compensator on anything smaller than a full-size duty gun would have been considered impractical, since you need enough barrel length and gas pressure for it to actually do its job. Shadow Systems is proving that engineering has caught up, delivering a flatter-shooting micro-pistol without a single aftermarket part bolted on. The compensator itself uses a patent-pending toolless attachment system, so it can actually be removed by hand pressure alone if a shooter ever wants to run the barrel bare. A level of flexibility you don't see on most compensated carry guns. 6. Kimber 2K11 compensators used to be a custom, aftermarket-only feature, not anymore. Kimber's new 2K11 comp builds an integral compensator directly into a factory double-stack 1911, available in a full-size 5-inch barrel configuration, weighing 35.6 ounces unloaded, or a shorter 4.25-inch Pro version. The full-size model ships with a 17-round flush magazine and 2 20-round extended magazines, and it carries an MSRP around $2,345. Up until recently, if you wanted a compensated 2011, your only real option was sending the gun out to a custom shop for machining and load tuning work that could easily cost more than the pistol itself. Kimber, building this directly into the 2K11 at the factory, removes that entire barrier to entry, and it means the gun is tuned and tested as a complete system from day one, rather than a factory pistol with an aftermarket part bolted on afterward. Historically, where a lot of reliability issues creep in. The comp lineup also introduces Kimber's new carbon fiber grip module, balancing weight savings with rigidity, and every version ships with a factory optic adapter plate for immediate red dot compatibility. 5. Springfield Echelon 4.0 FC. Springfield finally gave shooters something they've been begging for, a true crossover pistol. The Echelon 4.0 FC combines a compact 4-inch barrel with a full-size grip and duty-length magazines, weighing in at 24 ounces unloaded, and it ships standard with a 17-round flush magazine plus a 20-round extended magazine. MSRP is $710 across every configuration. Why does this matter? Because this exact size combination is what most serious shooters actually prefer for both duty and everyday carry. You get the concealability of a shorter slide without sacrificing the grip and capacity of a full-size frame. For years, buyers looking at the original Echelon had to choose between the full-size model built for duty and the compact model built for concealment, each with its own capacity trade-offs. The 4.0 FC eliminates that choice entirely by mixing the best parts of both into a single, serialized package. Because it's built on the same modular central operating group chassis as the rest of the Echelon family, the pistol also carries over the brand's direct mount variable interface system, giving it compatibility with more than 30 different red dot optics without needing a single adapter plate. 4. Caracal CMP 9 and CMP 9K. This next one is for the shooters who live for pistol caliber carbines but wanted something more compact. Caracal USA's new CMP 9 and CMP 9K are both 9mm pistols carrying an identical MSRP of $1,833, with the CMP 9 running a 9-inch barrel and the CMP 9K trimming that down to 6 inches for an even tighter package. Both models accept 30-round MP5 style magazines Both come with a threaded barrel for suppressor use, and despite all that capability, each model weighs in under 5 pounds. The MP5 magazine compatibility is a smart move too. That magazine format is already everywhere, cheap, reliable, and battle-tested for decades. So owners aren't locked into a proprietary magazine ecosystem the way they would be with most other pistol-caliber carbines on the market. 3. Staccato HD C4X. Staccato has completely dominated the premium 2011 style pistol space, and their new HD C4X pushes that lead even further. This compact pistol is built specifically for professionals who need duty-grade reliability, but want something sized for everyday concealed carry, running a 4-inch integrated compensator barrel, weighing 24.5 ounces unloaded, and holding 15+1 rounds in Glock pattern steel magazines. Pricing starts at $3,499, making it the most expensive pistol on this entire list. Staccato built its name on the 2011 platform, historically associated with competition shooters and elite duty units, not your average concealed carrier. For years, the trade-off was simple: incredible trigger feel and capacity, but a bigger, heavier gun that wasn't exactly discreet under a t-shirt. The HD C4X breaks that trade-off completely, and it's already being called one of the most anticipated releases of the year. The compensator itself is machined as a single-piece barrel, rather than a threaded-on attachment, which keeps the slide inside the standard HD footprint. So existing HD pattern holsters drop right on without any comp-specific modifications. 2. Taurus TX9. Taurus has spent years building a reputation as the budget brand that punches way above its price point, and the TX9 might be their biggest swing yet. This is a fully modular, serialized chassis pistol available in full-size, compact and subcompact configurations, with the full-size model running a 4.5-inch barrel, weighing 25 ounces unloaded and holding 17+1 rounds. The best part? MSRP is only $499. Undercutting nearly every optics-ready competitor on this list by hundreds of dollars. Because the internal fire control unit is the actual serialized gun, everything around it, grip size, hand orientation, even the controls, can be swapped without buying a whole new firearm. For shooters who want one platform that adapts to concealed carry one day and home defense the next, this is shaping up to be the smartest value release of the year, and it's a big reason it lands at number 2. Every TX9 also ships with Glock pattern sight dovetails, opening up a massive aftermarket for sights right out of the box, and an ambidextrous slide release plus a reversible magazine catch that lets left-handed shooters run the gun exactly like a right-handed shooter would. 1. Glock Gen6 lineup. And at number 1, we have to give it to the release the entire firearms industry has been waiting years for. Glock finally unveiled its Gen 6 lineup at SHOT Show 2026, launching with the G17, G19, and G45, all carrying an identical MSRP of $745. Taking the G19 as our reference point, you're looking at a compact 15-round magazine capacity, a barrel just over 4 inches, and an unloaded weight of 20.11 ounces. Numbers that feel familiar, but the gun around them absolutely isn't. Glock reworked the ergonomics, cleaned up the trigger brake, and completely redesigned the optic mounting system into a native footprint, moving away from the old MOS plates entirely. Internally, the company simplified several components to make the gun easier to service and more consistent from the factory. And despite all these changes, it's still the same rock-solid, utilitarian pistol Glock owners have trusted for decades. For a brand this conservative, that's a massive deal. And it's exactly why the Gen 6 takes the top spot on this countdown. Every Gen 6 pistol also ships with 3 magazines and 3 optics adapter plates, covering the most popular red dot footprints. And the new grip texture, combined with a factory flat-face trigger, gives it a noticeably crisper break than any previous generation Glock has offered. And that's the full countdown. 10 pistols, 10 price points, 10 completely different approaches to what a modern handgun should be in 2026. From a $400 clip-fed pocket 380 all the way up to a $3,499 compensated 2011, this year has genuinely reshaped what carry guns, duty guns, and range guns look like. So here's what I need from you. Which one of these 10 is going straight on your buy list? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. If this video helped you, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the moment any of these officially hit dealer shelves near you. I've got full range reviews coming for several of these guns already in the works, so stay tuned, because 2026 is just getting started.